What's holding you back? Every day in life, we come encounter with different obstacles that derail us on our road to success. It's always something that's tugging at us in the opposite direction. And there's always going to be something that's trying to hold us back. Today, we're going to identify 8 things that may be holding us back. Number one, family. And when I mean family, I don't mean kids, because if you have kids, those are your responsibility. I mean your brothers, your sisters, your parents, your aunts, and your uncles. Sometimes we tend to put our family needs in front of our own needs. And for instance, when I was graduating from school, I graduated with a lot of kids who had the opportunity to go off to college and better themselves. But yet they choose to go get jobs in regular 9 to 5s because their family was in need of financial help and they feel obligated to help their family at that moment. To me, you got to feel obligated to yourself to help yourself, because the better position you put yourself in, the better position that you'll be able to help your family out. So you going to school, getting that degree, getting a higher paid job is going to help your family out a lot more than you just going to a factory working a 9 to 5 and just helping them temporarily by just giving them cash. And when they see you going off to school and you doing great things, that's going to build, a drive inside them. And that's going to build more than just financial help. They're going to see that you doing something with yourself, and that's going to help your little brother or help your little sister or whoever you trying to help more than any dollar that you can get in. And when it comes to your goals and your future, you got to be selfish. You got to put yourself first. And even though our family may need us, we got to know we got to help ourselves first before we can help anybody else. Number two, your significant other. And that could be a wife, a husband, a girlfriend, or a boyfriend. When we're in relationships with people, people get used to us being a certain way. And anything outside of that certain way will make that person feel uncomfortable. So when you're in a relationship, you got to be upfront and you got to be clear about your vision, about your future, about what you plan on doing 5 years from now, 10 years from now. And when you're in a serious relationship, your mate needs to know their role in that vision and your goals and where they gonna be while you doing this. You need to be detailed and clear with them, because when you're not, that's when they start to feel bitter, and that's when they start to feel jealous, and that's when they start to feel like you may be outgrowing them, or when you get to this certain point that you gonna leave them. The only way you can stop that and secure your mate and make sure that they are not thinking about stuff that they shouldn't be thinking about is being transparent with them and being clear and being upfront. And you just got to be honest with them, so that way your significant other is not the one that's holding you back. Because the last thing you need is to be sleeping with the enemy and you working towards something and that person is being counterproductive and bringing you back the opposite direction. Number three, health. Our health plays a major part on whether we're reaching our goals or not. Because if we ain't healthy, then we ain't gonna have the endurance and we ain't gonna have the stamina to reach our goals. We ain't gonna be able to get up in the morning, we ain't gonna be able to work through the night, and we ain't gonna be able to just have that stamina and that extra energy to keep going on and on. So you gotta pay attention to your health. And then you don't wanna wait till your health deteriorate to start reaching new goals or to start setting new goals, because you won't work, it'll burn out. So you got to make sure you're eating right, you got to make sure you're sleeping right, you got to make sure you're getting checkups, you got to just know what's going on with your body, because your health is the most important thing to you. And if you ain't healthy, then you ain't gonna reach your goals, and that's gonna hold you back every time. Number four, distractions. And when I say distractions, I mean social media, video games, TV, it's tons and tons and tons of stuff to keep us distracted all day long. And if you gaming, playing Call of Duty for 4 hours, or if you spending the whole weekend in Fortnite competitions, or if you get Netflix and you get in Disney Plus and you binge watching, Game of Thrones, Breaking Bad, or whatever else hot at the top of the end, that's gonna stop you and hold you back. And all that stuff is distractions. You don't need to spend hours and hours and hours watching TikTok and watching somebody else's story on IG. You should be out here making your own story in real life. I mean, the distractions, they come from everywhere. So you got to be disciplined, and you got to know what your priorities are, and you got to put whatever your goal is at the center first, and you got to make sure that you ain't letting distractions in the world hold you back, because they out there, and however you spend your time is what's going to manifest, in your life the most. So just make sure that you ain't letting something that's going to always be there take time away from what you need to be doing now. Number 5, partying. I mean, who don't like to party? I mean, I like to party, but it's a time and a place to party. If you going out and you partying every weekend, and you going out for happy hour on Wednesday, then you hitting the bar on Friday night, and then you having a nightcap with your friends on Sunday night. That's just too much party. At the end of the day, if you ain't a club promoter or you not working inside the bar, then you don't need to be doing all that partying, because what are you celebrating? When I look at a partying and going out is a celebration. And I don't have that much shit to celebrate 3 times a week. And I mean, at the end of the day, one thing about the night scene and the nightlife is always going to be there. It's going to be there 4 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. It's not going nowhere. And 9 times out of 10, the people that's in them same clubs are going to be the same people in them clubs when you come back to them clubs. So your nightlife can never be better than your day life. So if you're doing too much partying and it's stopping you from reaching your goals, you gotta minimize that, and you gotta pick times and dates when to party and reach some goals first. Do some stuff with yourself. When you go out and you want to celebrate, then it'll feel better than when you just going out 3 to 4 times a week and it feel like a job. So don't let the partying stop you from reaching your goals, because people that's partying right now and not working is going to be the people that's hurt in 10 to 15 years. So make sure you goal oriented and you ain't losing all your time to the clubs. Number 6, drugs and alcohol. Drugs and alcohol a lot of times can hold us back. Why? Because drugs and alcohol, they're addictive, and once we start with them, we can't stop. And I don't care what drug or what it is, they all addictive. It's weed is addictive. Alcohol is addictive. And if you're doing harder stuff than that, then it's even harder to get off that stuff. So you don't want to let the drugs, hold you back, because at the end of the day, you just chasing a high. And you can't let a high stop you from getting higher in life. So you got to choose what you want to do. Either you want to do drugs, or you want to do the right thing and get your shit together, and so you can be a millionaire or be successful in life. So don't let drugs slow you down, and don't let drugs hold you back. And sometimes you might need help to get off drugs, or you might need to go to an AA class, or you might need to go to rehab. Whatever it be, you should never let a chemical substance stop you from reaching your goals or holding you back. Number 7, sometimes you are your worst enemy, and you the reason why you ain't hitting your goals. You telling yourself every single day that you get up why you ain't doing something, and you justifying it with yourself. You just filling yourself with self-doubt. You can never stand in your own way, and sometimes we are our own worst enemy. But we need to be our own best friend, and we can't be telling ourselves we can't do something, and we can't be justifying it and rationalizing it when we don't do it. You got to look in the mirror, and you got to put your big boy pants on, and you got to know most of the problems in your world you're responsible for. And sometimes, we want to shift the blame, and we want to point it on other people, the reason why we ain't doing stuff, or we want to make excuses, the reason why we ain't accomplished anything. You got to take all that away, and you got to have accountability. You got to know you are the master of your own fate, and can't nobody control your life except for you. And anybody that's dictating what's going on in your life is only happening because you allowed it. And don't fill yourself up with negative thoughts, and don't give yourself reasons on why you can't do something. Everything should be positive. So don't be your own worst enemy. And the last one I got is fear. Fear holds more than anybody back. You probably could attach fear to any one of these, and it still be valid. Fear is something that attacks everybody out there. Scared to do something. Well, we scared of rejection. We scared to succeed. We scared of failure. And sometimes fear just immobilize you and have you stuck in one position, and you will never grow out of that because you scared and you fearing what's on the other side of whatever you dealing with. But you can't have that fear, because if you walking around and you doing something and you got fear in the back of your mind, you never gonna give it your all, and you never gonna get the effort that it needed to succeed. So do not let fear hold you back. So let's go over what's holding you back. And so maybe if any of these things are in your life, you can address them and fix them. So number one, don't let family hold you back. Number two, don't let a significant other hold you back. Number three, don't let your health hold you back. Number four, don't let distractions hold you back. Number five, don't let partying hold you back. Number six, don't let drugs and alcohol hold you back. Number seven, don't be your own worst enemy. Don't let you hold you back. And number eight, do not let fear hold you back.